All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome back. Apologies for the slight delay we had there. There was some internet troubles going for Adam. He seems to have cleared that all up, though, and we're just about ready to get into Ancient here. And it's Into the Breach, who again showed some promising signs yesterday. One win, who haven't really found the form that we'd be expecting of the roster so far. And just a lot of question marks in general going into this one, Travis.
There is, and I'm excited to see actually how it plays out because we do know from what we saw yesterday that Into the Breach, who are honestly probably a couple of tiers below Entropic, showed a decent face on this map against a team like that, and they'll be up against One Win today, who are a completely different prospect. It's Into the Breach's best map. I'd be interested to see if One Win can prove that they are the favourites and take them down, or if Into the Breach can cause an upset. And right now, I really feel like Into the Breach could cause actually some form of mini upset because I've followed On Win a couple of times, done a couple of their matches and various other events before today, before this evening, and they've been struggling a little bit with the additions of Flamey and Foster. Don't seem to be as clean as they were with Polt and Ravenlock.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't got to cover any of their actual games, but having a look through the stats of them so far, I would probably agree with your assessment. It looks like we're going to have an early clash, though. Aggression in towards main. They didn't expect the second player, but it doesn't matter. Fostar wasn't able to get anything at all done. Glowin's only able to come away with a single kill, as a strong flash had come in from Dobbo, and with that, it's going to be a man advantage for Into the Breach. They want to force the issue as well, not allowing Travis to sit with ease and towards Donut, but, well, he's done a pretty good job so far. He's taken himself one kill for now, is staying alive, but his teammates don't find the same level of success, and he's got to get it all done on his own, and, well, he just didn't expect Cypher. That was very quick. We don't even get to catch the kills from his perspective because he's just tapping heads as his teammates are falling as well, just pretty much in sync.
Yeah. Pretty decent pissed around. That was quite an explosive start. Isk up to 3 already. That's obviously good money for the future AWP that I'll most certainly want to go for. And Travis is looking okay as well. Of course, there'll be, sure, plenty of jokes being made, considering, my name is Travis. His name is Travis. Well, his alias is Travis anyway. His real name is Alexander. So I'll be interested to know one day if we find out exactly why he called him that. Maybe he can get himself for an interview, perhaps. Maybe after this game, if they do win, and find out exactly why he called himself Travis. I'd love to know. But yeah, we're going to get the anti-eco or anti-force buy sorted out now. And what was that?
He was tagged, I think. That wouldn't have been a kill if it wasn't for damage already done by Adam. But yeah, that was pretty nasty.
It looked wild either way.
Went for it, really. It was just like, I'll put a couple bullets towards the angle, I suppose.
Indeed. They look like they're going to be building up a good run here. Glowing actually managed to take Tadpole down, so that's fine. But if they can survive with at least their 2 rifles and not lose the MAC-10s, then that's probably going to be their best chance. And One Win, all they have to do is fall away and use this force buy into the next round, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's going to be the goal. Again, we seen this from Into the Breach yesterday as well on their Ancient. They looked really good on the T side. We seen them, I think, only come away with, I think it was 7 in the end, if I remember correctly. But obviously, they had a pretty successful T side overall, and then got to 13 rather in the end out of 16.
Yeah.
So it seemed to be the T side anyway, where they were a little bit stronger. But if they can put it together here again now off the back of this pistol round, even get that first gun round, then we could have them potentially coming out with even a little bit more. We'll have to see exactly what One Win can give us off the back of the saved weapons. Not really anything going to be bought up, obviously. I thought maybe we might have seen a pistol or two. Not really looking for it, though. Even the P250s have been avoided. Deco just wants to try and ensure his buy is going to be as strong as possible. Fostar actually did buy a Deagle, so we'll see what damage can be done. They are just looking to try and keep things fairly simple. No stacks coming in. And with that already Into the Breach, have just charged out mid, and these SMGs are just going to look to try and clean up. They'll split in towards that A-bomb site. Travis is, I was going to say, about to get a kill. It took a while, but eventually through the smoke, it does work in his favor. And Flamey's picked off one with the scout now, and with damage on Dobbo, this could still get dangerous for Into the Breach.
It could. Thankfully, Iska's got a nice off angle, but he's being dinked from various different angles. Look at the health right now, 24, 29, and 25. And now Dobbo has 0. Deco gets the USP tap, and that's a headshot and a half from Glowing, or Into the Breach have walked into the mixer here, I'm afraid. And despite the fact they have stronger guns, the crossfires are too much to handle. Adam, 25 points of health. Travis is behind him, and we'll say goodbye. Adam takes him down. Or sorry, Travis takes Adam down. And that is the first round for One Win on an unexpected round.
Yeah, they had very little into that other than the saves over SMGs and Scout. And even then, it wasn't really that weaponry that they got a decent amount of work done. But obviously, the USP then from the back of Temple doing tons of damage, taking just the one kill. That was really what ended up clinching the round in the end. So, a fantastic one from one win. If they can keep that up now, break that economy for Into the Breach, then they're going to have a good opportunity to start running away with a bit of a lead. And, well, that's a pretty good start. Deco's already got one kill. They're going to move in towards this A-bomb site now. And Fostar just playing the headshot angle finds initially 2 kills and even does some pretty good damage on the tadpole. So there's no entry at all onto this A-bomb site. It's looking to be a relatively clean round as well, which is the single casualty for 1 win. So that's what they needed. They're able to keep all the rifles up. They'll have an opportunity to, again, have another very clean round here. And just off the back of it, really stabilize that CT side economy before they move into the following gun round.
Yeah, and I mean, as we said, Into the Breach, they do have like this is their one map. I followed them in relegation, I believe. I mentioned this yesterday when they were playing on the mainstream, of course, against Entropic, and they looked pretty good. They lost that, but then they did obviously finish third, which was enough to get themselves through to the ESL Challenger League for this season. It's a map they have the most on record on HLTV, and it's the best win rate as well. So it shows you that they are most certainly proficient on it. And now we have to see if 1 win can build up a bit of a run, as you say, because they've got a couple of rounds in a row now with the pistols. So at least do some damage. Glock, ooh, how on earth have they taken control of Jaguar like this? Okay, it's all on Flamey. He needs to get the anti-ecos going now. He was a bit rough earlier on when I casted him today, but he's getting a good job done now. Thankfully, he survives with 3 kills, down to 4 HP. And a flank coming in from Deco as well. Easy on tap, and in the end, even though they do get a 5v3, there's not much you can do with it when you have basically nothing.
Bit mad though. I mean, the first kill there from Cypher, not too crazy because he was tucked in. They played the bait pretty much perfectly. But yeah, that second one,
Yeah.
catching a perfect timing on the player turning to run and just instantly landing the headshot. A pretty effective round though for what they had going into it. They managed to get a few kills. They add to the economy and just ensure that their buy here has a decent amount of utility behind it. Again, though, no op in play, which means Deco has the chance to kind of get a bit of free reign, I suppose, with his one. And you've already got Flamey kicking things off. Adam gets spammed down over towards this B ramp. So that is not a good start for Into the Breach. Small bit of team damage there, but nothing really substantial, and there's still a ton of time, so 1 win can kind of just sit back if they want to at this point and let Into the Breach, I guess, sit under this pressure.
Yeah, it's been quite a good start as well by the 1 win guys. That flash is, oh, actually almost catches Flamey off there. Tadpole goes down just about. Flamey a little bit caught off, I feels like, by the timing of that flashbang, but in the end he gets away with it and gets his 6th kill. Finally, Cypher takes him down. He was there all along, basically. Didn't want to reveal himself until he had a teammate in support. Good start for Flamey, of course. I mentioned that he's been a bit rough around the edges lately, and I think the whole of the 1 win team have. But this could be a game that gives them some confidence and builds up a bit of momentum for them against a team that they would most certainly be expected to beat, of course. 3v4, 30 seconds to go. What's the call here?
Well, Dubbo should have this kill back in spawn, but wait, that does actually take quite a bit of damage. So now you've got 2 low health players. You've still got Travis up close and Lamps, which hadn't been cleared out. They put the molly a bit deeper in towards the back of Jaguar instead. So they presumed at that point, I guess, that no one was up close. And unfortunately, that was the wrong presumption. Travis does a great job clearing that up. They had no hope anymore once the bomb was dropped. And yeah, the final nail in the coffin was put in as well. No weapons even being saved over. So 1 win. They've got 4 rounds in a row now, and they're doing an amazing job at taking them cleanly. This wasn't really something even Entropic got going all that much yesterday in the game versus Into the Breach. That entire Ancient game between the two was just super scrappy. This is, I think, the first time we've really seen Into the Breach just be, I guess, humbled a little bit, put even towards an eco a couple times. Sure, there's a few pistols right now, but with that nade damage especially, I'm not really expecting too much to be found. But hang on, Tech9's up close. There's always a chance, and yeah, well, it's gone pretty quick.
It gives Travis a chance to farm as well. Even a spray through the smoke from Flamey will finish it off. Gets dinked for his troubles, but no problem. And yeah, that's the problem, right? Because we know that on pistol, not that pistol round doesn't really matter, of course. That's just damage that would happen anyway. But on gun rounds, obviously that position of the map is so critical for the T side because if the CTs have control of it, that gives you crossfires to work with. But yeah, so like those nades are always something that you prepare to chuck in. and they did do a significant amount of damage to those pistols. And can do damage on gun rounds as well. Looking to try and get control of it. This Molotov will force away any aggression. Get rid of the bomb first before you push through it. We'll quick switch a little bit too soon. But that will force Flamey away now, finally. With the flames.
The irony. You think he'd be able to withstand them.
Oh,
The wall bang. Not quite getting the kill, but yeah, Cypher still not going to be feeling good about that. Brought down to 27. A bit of damage had been dealt, as you said, onto Flamey, but nothing really substantial. So in terms of early exchanges, 1win looking a small bit better. There's still a ton of time, and it does look like a decision has been almost set in stone to bring it towards this B-bomb site. They can still move it back if they want to, but they have the bomb out here. They have 4 players around this area and just 1 holding on to mid, which it does at least give them the option rather to move back through mid if they want to, but they've caught Travis again up close in towards Lamps, this time checking it after throwing down their initial Molotov, so doing a good job at ensuring that he was isolated and had no chance of receiving backup.
Yep, absolutely. And finally, Travis gets dealt with in that position. As you say, they know he likes to play there, so they'll clear it out properly and get an insta headshot. Thankfully, also, they put Cypher in first when he was low HP, so they're willing to lose him, but he still got the kill anyway. So 5v4 in toward the B site we go, and look at the damage done by Claring, but unfortunately, gets instantly traded by Adam, and Dobbo will take the head off of Flamey. He was the insurance policy, and he couldn't do anything, I'm afraid. So it will be a third round for Into the Breach. Deco and Foster surely forced to save. And Deco, he's been absolutely lights out so far today. I'll just let you know that I casted a game earlier when he was playing against Sprout. He dropped 40 on Overpass and lost 19-17. So I'll be looking to him to get something going. Exactly. And I reckon that he will be very solid indeed. But unfortunately, even though Into the Breach's economy isn't necessarily totally built up yet, they do go a little bit hunting and they'll find them. So 3 guns. Isk gets the AWP now. And 1win will be forced to fully reinvest.
Yeah, it was risky, as you said, but I feel like when you're in a situation like this where the economy of your opponent is so strong, you kind of need to take some risks if you want to knock them off the high horse a little bit quicker. So I can understand that. As you said, it pays off. Isk has got his op now to work with as well. And it'll only really take the 1 more to crack through the economy there of the majority of the players. So you can see the path right back into this game right now for Into the Breach. Get this the 5th round then potentially comes a little bit easier to them, and maybe even off the back of that then they can build up into a bit of a lead. As again, though, we're not seeing anything too crazy. They're keeping it pretty standard. The default with 4 players set up outside of B, waiting to just basically run down the initial utility from 1win, and then probably start moving in once again towards that Lamps control. And if they want again, they can start moving over towards mid even to try and swap it up a little bit, as that's not an area that we've really seen them put any pressure from what I'm remembering now over these past few rounds.
Yeah, that's something also you have to take into account for Flamey is that, hasn't really played much Ancient in general, because he's just been drafted back in, of course, to a team at this level, which would be playing against a lot of these teams that will have Ancient as a bit of a specialty, especially Into the Breach. So it'd be interesting to see if he can keep his numbers up. As I said, he's been not the best form as of late. Many times to it's games like these, perhaps, that will help him build up some confidence, as I said earlier. But Talpol's got a critical entry here, and with 35 seconds to go, they have a chance to go toward a site together. They might be going in toward this secondary up of Flamey, though. If they use their smokes and their flashes correctly, they should probably get him off the angle. There's one, and in comes one of the smokes. In comes the second, which will block off that sight line. In we go toward the B site now. They need to be careful to avoid some shots through that smoke and get that bomb planted safely. Adam will plant it in the open. Of course, the smokes do cover him. I'm right into the site. They did increase the site size on this map, I think, toward mid portion of last year. Made it a lot easier for T's. It used to be, of course, very CT-sided, this map. But I think 1win are already calling this one off.
Understandable. Travis has enough to buy. Glowin also had quite a bit of money in the bank, so if they did need to drop over, he only really could have given 1 or so. So, yeah, it makes sense. Just carry over these weapons. You have a double up setup in play, especially. That is not going to come easy in a B retake. But it is going to be a 4th round for Into the Breach, and it's good to see that they were able to kind of get themselves back into it after stumbling a little bit, after having a few rounds that didn't go their way, where they weren't able to keep it competitive even, that they've cracked their way right back in. Again, though, with the weapon saved, this is still going to be a pretty solid buy from 1win. Travis can easily invest. There's going to actually be money built up, as they only really need to rebuy a few nades onto most of the players. So it's a very smart call, I'd say, right there by 1win, as it gives them the chance to keep this pressure on for at least a couple more rounds.
Indeed. And yeah, as you say, the save did make sense. Of course, it's a bit disappointing when you only lose one player, then have to save, but that's the only way you could go about that. They missed a run boost at the first attempt, but I think they were successful in the second one. Because of that run boost, they have very good control toward the top of mid there, and they actually get themselves toward outside B. Travis gets a great pick, but Isk does trade it in response. And again, because of this, the bomb's already been planted, and they have actually quite deep control of this site. This time 4v4, though. Do one win call it off again?
Maybe. I mean, it looks like they're hanging around for
Futile.
now, but smoked off, spammed down by Cypher as well as Glowing has no hope. Decent molly there would at least take the player off that close angle, but it doesn't really seem to matter. Flamey's taking a headshot on the yacht, but still getting into the bomb site, as you can see, doesn't really seem to be a priority of anyone anymore. It was only Flamey that was sticking around, and because of that now, saving the op isn't really even an option. So there you have it. Only a single weapon this time carried over. Foster actually does pick up the other op at least, so I mean, if we're looking for some silver linings, that is one to be found. And again, they can manage to just about buy around this, as I had mentioned. The save allows them to have a bit of economy, so they can keep the pressure on for a couple rounds. But it is going to eventually go, and it seems like at this point into the breach, are just flipping the whole situation. They've started building up a very solid economy of their own, and it goes a lot further when you're on the T side as well.
Exactly. Well, Flamey going super aggressive. And I say super aggressive. It's actually Adam that goes just as aggressive. And they have that opening duel toward the bottom of mid there. Flamey does win it out this time. 20 HP remaining. Just about. And then with a score stuck at 5 each. It's a pretty big swing round this one. Because at the moment, one win. They have enough money saved over on Glowing and Deco. But if they were to lose all their players, it would put Into the Breach in a great position with the amount of money they've built up. But already Deco is showing up on the AWP, of course. Only 4 and 5 this game so far, but important frags. And he's going super aggressive. He's confident, of course. He's been having some insane performances lately. He gets his head ripped off by Dobbo. That's very similar to what we saw yesterday against Entropic. He's looking for more. Flamey pushing close, though, and immediately takes him down. It's now all down to Isk. Gets the frag with the Tech 9 toward Travis, but I think he realizes that saving the AWP is his best option. He's just going to give up the defuse. He's way out of there. He's almost on the opposite side of the map before they've defused the bomb.
I like it. I mean, he wasn't going to win it, let's be real. Even if he got one more kill, taking the player off the bomb, he shoots the op, and then it's just immediately swung on by whoever's not defusing at that point. So, yeah, no real hope. He would have just lost his weapon for nothing. So they got the bomb down. They managed to get a little bit more damage done towards the end of it. And again, they still know the economy of one win is very, very weak. So save that up over, get everything back in again, and hope to just very quickly take this round and still have the chance to get a 9-6 half off the back of it. So we'll see what they can do. Dubbo's been a little bit slower today, we've got to say. In general, some of the players who we seen really fragging yesterday haven't quite gotten into it yet. So that's, I guess, an extra level that we could still potentially see from Into the Breach if they start finding form.
Yeah.
Have to see, though. Deco should have himself this shot, and indeed, Cypher slowly stepping into the angle. That's just not a shot. The shot that Deco misses.
Not at all. And look at this flash toward mid. Flamey's actually caught off, but he recovers nicely, and he has a teammate to support as well. Dubbo actually does well to get one, considering there were two there, but in the end, it might not matter. Or Tapol, bit of a rough spray, but he does punish Travis for pushing toward that position in Jaguar again. He'll actually take it aggressively now after that reload, realizing that with the fact there were two players up toward the ledge that Isk is looking at right now, there wouldn't be two in Jaguar as well. So Isk can push aggressively toward mid, possibly take control of CT doors if he wants, if he can cross Donut anyway. There is a player here, and Foster's always holding the dirty pixel angle. Never mind. That should be a pretty easy kill, and there we go. Isk can't look for that.
I mean, if he can get this kill quickly in towards Donut, I was going to say, he can take that bomb. He can run it quickly on towards the A bomb site and still have a chance then to play with the 1-on-2. But yeah, he wasn't looking to move too quickly. It didn't seem, obviously, not as aware as we are of the player's positioning. Otherwise, that probably would have been the plan. And well, yeah, now a couple rounds again in a row for one win. They've managed to once again shift the tide a small bit. We do have a timeout being called here from Into the Breach, which is completely understandable at this point. They're going to spend most of what they have remaining in that economy. So if they end up losing this round, then honestly, one winner still are potentially at that point on for at the very least 9-6, but potentially still the 10-5. So they don't really want to let that happen.
Indeed. And of course, thankfully, they did have a bit of that residual cash left, so they can continue to buy, which is actually kind of unusual when you only have 5 rounds on the board. in this sort of situation. But of course, they did win a number of their rounds quite successfully with a number of their players left alive. So that is the main reason behind that one. Mid utility will be thrown in. Cypher will get his flash over the wall and try and take this aggressively. But once again, one winner going aggressive toward that ledge, and they're going to catch off Adam. That was a bit of a later take. I felt like it was a little bit faster or a little bit later beforehand, sorry. And Into the Breach took it faster and didn't expect one win to already be there this time around.
Oh, there's aggression through main as well. Dubbo expects it and punishes, so it's not really going to be a standing advantage any longer for one win. One player still sticking around even in towards the lamps that could have been in trouble if he was to hang around too much longer. But there's actually a 3-man B stack in place right now from one win. So the question is, do Into the Breach maybe get a bit of a read on this? Do they move it back in towards mid even so that they can start trying to pull some of these players away from B if they still want to move in that direction? Because right now, going in would probably be a mistake, I've got to say. And at the very least, Dubbo's making a bit of noise on mid. Might pull potentially even Glowin, who's back in the spawn, away from that B bomb site. But for now, it looks like they're pretty set in stone. A lot of footsteps being heard. Travis up close. Good for only the one initially. And Isk was posted up, thankfully. They're ready for the swing in from Glowin, knowing they'd be trying to play off of each other. And he jumps into the angle against Flamey, who has no hope. Even with a dink being landed, Isk is still able to come out on top. And it's only Fostar left standing. And at this stage, with the economy that they have, I think it's worth saving that M4.
That's that was very Deco-like from Iska there. That was brilliant. All the right angles being held, and as you say, jumping into Flamey like he did. Maybe wouldn't expect him to get that kill. Flamey will be upset about that one. Foster actually is going for this, but Tadpole's holding a very advantageous angle. I say going for this. He has a quick look, then realizes that time is not on his side and gets out of there. And yeah, I have to say, Dean, we've seen Isk play 2 days in a row now. He's been up against Elian, an established AWPer on Entropic, who's made a major, and Deco, who's one of the up-and-coming AWPers and players in general in the CIS scene that a lot of players, fellow players, and people in the scene are touting as the next best thing. So honestly, Isk should be very proud of himself over the last couple of days. He's doing great work.
Yeah, he's been doing a fantastic job. Is he Ukrainian himself?
I think so. I think so, yeah.
Doing a double check. Yeah, they've just got too many stars. It's unfair. It's genuinely unfair. But here we go. It's a very rough economy now for one win. It's a little bit unfair in terms of what they've got in comparison to Into the Breach. So there's a chance Into the Breach take this up towards 8. You're feeling really good about that T side. If one win get it, though, they could very well come out with 9 still for themselves. And what's the plan? Is there going to be any sort of risk taken? They need to do something with these weaker weapons and with the limited utility that they've got going. And, well, Flamey somehow just wins out that opening duel against Cypher. A little bit risky to be willing to take that around the smoke.
Yeah, I agree with that. But still, it was FAMAS versus AK. You would probably expect Cypher to win that. But Temple will certainly be winning that one. He has to check it. Oh, okay. I thought that was a random flick to the right that somehow connected there to Travis, but it was actually Adam helping him out.
I think he might have landed like the dink through the wall even because he got the assist somehow.
Yeah, he did get the assist. Maybe it was from a bit of a duel early on. Maybe with a spam coming in. Of course, we all know that outside B is paper thin, especially in toward Jaguar. You can wall bang the left, you can wall bang the right. You can do a lot of damage there with you a CT or a T. Seen some famous situations in the major of wall bangers coming through in that position as well on this map. Adam throwing his smoke in toward that B site. It is a 4v3. Of course, Flamey's still low, but Tadpole's lower, so got the biggest advantage when it comes to the health. Just that one man advantage, which could be enough. There's a player close left, which they need to find. That is the aforementioned Flamey, and he gets one more. It goes unchecked. So they lose Adam to that. If anything, they would have wished to lose Tadpole to that rather than Adam, as he's the one low HP. But that's the way it will work out. Sorry. And Dobbo needs to hit a quick headshot to stop Deco and Foster from retaking it, because there is Deco on that AWP. Foster is the one with the defuse kit, so they can certainly go for this. Iskin's actually going for the long rotation here, all the way around, back through long, through cave to help out his teammate and play off of each other. But Foster's found him. Now will they clear it big time? I think they will. Double swing. Perfect. Foster, the rifle goes in second. Isk gets the kill. He does his best. But I'm afraid it's another round for one win.
As you said, just pretty much perfectly executed there in the 2-on-1 in the end. Swinging it together, ensuring that against what they know is the upper, that he doesn't have time to recover after the one shot. Even if he's back on the angle and in towards lamps itself, rather, at that point, once he takes the shot, if you can just force him back a little bit, you even have a chance of potentially hopping on the bomb. So No matter what, it probably works out for him. Yeah, the H6 scoreline, that's unfortunate. We seen this yesterday a couple times from Into the Breach when they had the chance to break in Tropic's economy. They fell slightly short. And,
Ooh.
well, that seems to slightly be the case at the moment, but a bit of revenge. It's been 2 or 3 times, I think, that Cypher had been on the receiving end of Flamey's gun over towards this ramp. This time, though, it works out for him. Dubbo's going to find an opening on Glowing as well, and Cypher is mad. He just charges through the spawn. I don't think they know Travis is on the bomb site, though. Oh, doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's a shame. I mean, I only had a FAMAS, right? I think the hardest task in all of Counter-Strike Global Offensive is spray transfers with the FAMAS, and he had to do that then. Only gets the one. Foster last alive with the kit, but he's got 2 players to face, and that isn't possible. And that will be the end of the half, 8-7, and we'll be going to a break to find out how Ancient transpires.
We laugh and we stop, we try not to talk about. Still your smile keep on heating up the climate, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing out, yeah, yeah. And by accident, you're getting closer. Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah. 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone.
Just runs down Adam. What an amusing situation, but it won't be too amusing, I'm afraid, for Into the Breach. They've been absolutely overrun from this pissed around, and they jump on Isk to finish it off. 9-7 confirmed, and that was possibly the perfect start as well to that second half. That was unusual. You see a 5-man retake on a pissed around on Ancient. You see it quite often on Mirage. You see it quite often on Dust 2, especially as well. Even Nuke. And it actually can be the best way to do it sometimes, can't it, Dean? When, you know, it actually avoids the Glocks jumping at you, and actually you get a chance to jump at them with the USPs instead. But yeah, not to be this time.
Yeah, it can work out. I mean, not as viable on the move, the USPs, I wouldn't say, but especially if you can sit back on that retake and just maybe snatch 1 kill, or at least make it a bit awkward for them as they move in to delay and allow for the rotations to get there quicker, then I'd say that it is probably the better way to go. But yeah, on a map like Ancient, as you said, you don't see it too often, especially towards that B-bomb site. It's a tough position to retake. To be fair, though, I don't think that was really the case right there. It more came down to Travis just absolutely popping heads. He shut down the entire flank on his own, so that's not a strategy thing. That's just getting domed to bits.
Indeed. Travis is an impactful round there, and it'll be good for his confidence because he had a very, very rough Dust 2 earlier when I casted them in that Sprout matchup that some of you people who might be following One Win will have watched earlier. It was, yeah, a particularly rough one for him. Had a pretty poor game, but he's making up for it today in ESL Challenger. But Glowing will already get taken out. Adam will get that kill with the MP9 and be able to drop that over to Dobbo while he goes and collects that AK. One Win are going to continue to go forward toward the B side, and Adam's going on this full flank coming in. Unfortunately, he can't complete the kill, and Flamey takes him down. He's getting more work as well. Is Flamey spots him up to the close right as well. Does get taken down by Cypher's 5-7, however. And Deco, oh, okay. He just absolutely cleared out Dobbo in that corner. Actually, he can escape the bomb toward A if he really wants. I think Cypher knows it too.
Yeah, they clocked it and started rotating themselves pretty quickly, but not going to be there in time, unfortunately, to do anything about the bomb plant. They don't have a kit in play either, with Cypher pretty low on health, so I was going to say this is going to be very difficult, but Travis is found roaming in towards Dona. That is not a good start, rather, into this now. They've spotted Deco's position as well. He confirms where both of those CTs are at, though. Catches one in rotation and manages to even make it across now. I believe it's actually planted for the spawn. Indeed it is, so we can kind of play off of that right now. And Tadpole, as you can see, taking some time as he tries to clear it all out. Again, there's no kit in play, so a full 10-second defuse is going to be needed. And Deco plays it perfectly, showing the shoulder. I don't even think Tadpole had quite seen it. He was about to turn around himself, expecting maybe even the flank, and Deco pops out and takes his head straight off. That's going to be 10 for 1 win. And again, these close clutch situations like we seen yesterday just don't go the way of Into the Breach.
Deco's not just a nutty AWPer, man. I've seen some really frightening things from him on a rifle, it has to be said. I really think he's going to be a ridiculous all-rounder for the future. Fantastic frag on the last, of course. Tadpole didn't have a kit, but he did have Kevlar, so it made it interesting. Also had the presence of mind to jump over Cave as well, so he got towards CT and had it planted for him, as you say. So yeah, great stuff. And now it forces into the breach down to pistols again, I'm afraid. One win of a chance to build up a good amount of money now on this T side. It's going to get caught out, but it actually lures Glowing into the CZ, so he gets the opening kill.
Yeah, that worked out pretty well. It's only a Mach 10 that they steal away, but if he can get 1 or 2 kills on it just to add to his own economy, then that's going to be a big help moving in towards that next gun round. Unfortunately, it's not happening. They just get torn apart over on the B-bomb site. Adam's trying to do a small bit, at least from behind, but that flash was perfect right there. Just as he tried to peek in against the low-health Deco, he gets caught by it and forced back away now, just not wanting to really feed that Mach 10 that's on the hunt at the moment. And in fairness, I mean, you definitely don't want to be giving it over. You haven't really got a lot to gain at this point. The T is rather 1 win can just exit those rifles out through the spawn as well. They don't really need to take a risk with those, and then maybe send Flamey if he wants out through lamps to see if he can get a finish on that low health player that they know was there at least.
Yeah, it's
But I
worth
think
him pushing.
Yeah, they're actually sending the rifle down here ramp as well, so this could get a little bit awkward. Oh, they've overlooked the player in the corner. Adam, he gets 2 of them, and they might even have a chance off Fostar, but no. Just hiding in the corner. I think Dobbo thought they might have had enough damage done already so that the bomb would do his job for him, basically. Otherwise, I'd imagine he would have at least taken that fight there.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I mean, it's actually a really good result. I'm genuinely surprised they overlook Adam in that cubby, of course, as you say. Like, that was no way you get 2 kills on low HP like that. It's a very rare occurrence, but actually, in the long run, that's pretty good for Into the Breach that round. That's a lot of damage done to that T economy. A 1-win survival, just that 1 player alive. And the bomb blast, even as you say, almost took Foster down. So what's the choice now? Got utility going in toward the A site. There is a couple of players here, but not directly on the site. And with the smoke down towards CT, oh, I was going to say Isk will have a hard job, but just as it blooms, Flamey crosses first. With Adam still here, it's going to be hard. Good repositioning from Isk, though. Gets another kill. Trades it even, though. Travis takes him down. Cypher pushing in. Travis is very low HP. He can just go aggressive off the back of it. And he's made it happen. It's all down to Deco once again in a 1 versus 2. This time, though, it's against guns. And the bomb is dropped in the open. Isn't planted. Whole 1 minute to play with, but still doesn't make it any easier, I'm afraid. Cypher's holding a nice angle toward left-hand side, and he knows it's a possibility. He will go towards CT, but at the end he shows himself, and Deco goes down. And that's a very good win from Into the Breach in the end. And a bit of madness there on the A side.
Yeah, it does seem like they're finding it a bit harder to crack through the beginning, I suppose, of their CT side right now. So it's good that they finally got their round on the board, but we'll have to see now if they keep it clean as well against what looks to be a bit of a force buy here from 1win, who just want to keep the pressure on. They've pretty much fully invested, although I'm surprised Fostar didn't just go for a rifle. I'm not sure what the play here was with the Mach 10. It looks like they're probably going to move a bit quicker, but 1 AK would have been a pretty big help here, even just in the back lines as the pistols took the initial fights, just so it's there for trades or whatever. Either way, though, good nade damage early on from Into the Breach, so they've just kind of sat back being aware of the fact that the buy that's going to be in play here from 1win shouldn't really be all that great, and they don't want to give out any chances that they don't need to.
Yeah, makes sense. As you say, I kind of agree with you. I mean, only Mach 10 is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, Isk, as you say, already get the first toward Deco, and there's Tadpole. Nice little angle there, dealing with Flamey. And as I said, the damage done in those previous rounds, we mentioned it. It's come back to haunt 1win a little bit with this buy coming in. It's a bit of a rough one. It's going to get completely eaten up as well. Okay. This is now a great chance for Into the Breach to make a run back here on the CT side. All 5 players alive. Dean, that is a bit of a weird decision made there by 1win, I feel.
If Fostar had bought the AK now, I would have been extra mad. But yeah, he's just dropping all the deagles. I mean, yeah, okay, it makes some sense. Maybe they weren't fully confident that round was going to get it done. Maybe they were thinking 3 or so kills, even a bomb plant, to be a good result, just for them to then get the deagles out in this one as well, and then hopefully do it again before going on to a full gun round. But I don't know, they probably weren't thinking that many rounds ahead, so I feel like it was more of a Fostar was probably expecting everyone else to eco while he just got a Mach 10 and had enough now for everyone to buy in this round, and that just didn't work out like that.
Yeah.
It's strange, though. It's a weird miscommunication.
It does, right? Like, I mean, the fact that obviously he dropped deagles for his teammates, so that's, evens up that cash. But Yeah, it's going to be hard for them to make their way onto any site in this round. Into the breach, a great chance of reaching double digits. Travis will be spotted. Gets tagged a little bit. He's the first man to reach 20 kills in this server, in this best of 3 on map 1. Adam hears the information of Travis running up very close to him, takes him down, and just 2 more pistols to find before you have a very tight game once again. They swap guns. Most Adam's a little bit lower, of course. In the end, Decker actually hits a lovely 1 dig. Typhoon will go down, but Tabo will trade that instantly. And now glowing on 27 points of health. Not long for this world.
Glowing. Low health and just desperately trying to see if he could even get one more kill out of it. Not working out in the end, though, and now they're coming on to the actual gun round where things do begin to get a bit more serious. The pressure's on. If this gun round doesn't go their way, 1 win are probably given the lead over into the breach, and that's not really a situation they want to put themselves in. Obviously, this is Into the Breach's map choice. Nuke up next is the pick of 1 win, but it's also a map that Into the Breach are able to play. I'm going to go ahead and very quickly give a caveat, though, and say that they've lost their last 5 games, I believe, on it, a good few of which have been pretty damn one-sided, so we'll need to see what their form is like right now. It wouldn't be ideal if they go onto it, especially losing this initial map, so that's why I'm thinking if they can get the win on Ancient, maybe then confidence carries over to Nuke. But a good start. There's an opening from Deco.
Yeah, again with the rifle. What did I say about his prowess with that? Not just the AWP he needs, he's been so good. He takes down Cypher as well, the top fragger or the co-top fragger on the Into the Breach side. Gisk is, he's around about the angle for now, but have we seen anything just yet? Glowing's holding for any aggression coming from Donut, and he would be right to, but he might have missed the timing. Well, there's going to be a push coming through toward the B site again, so there's going to be 3 players here for Into the Breach on this defense. So that if they do go toward B, they have at least their best chance, and they might be doing just that because the bomb's in T-spawn. Foster will pick it up and group up with his teammates. 45 seconds to go. It's going to be interesting to see if... Oh, okay. Now Flemmy takes a tag as well. So 1 winner in a decent spot, but I think everyone knows what's going on, and they try and get some information due Into the Breach, and in the end, it's not going to work out for them. That's a bit of a shame. Tepol got that 1 kill. That's only going to be it, really. And that is okay. It just gets absolutely wide swung by Glowing. His first bullet accuracy today has been pretty wild so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate we're not getting the same level out of Dobbo as we got from him yesterday as well, because I feel like that would have been the extra push right now that Into the Breach need, because he was just insane with the entries and such. This is getting a bit awkward. Adam's getting a few kills. He's been on 10 health for quite a while, though, so the fact that he's even gotten away with it, too, was a bit of a surprise. So I'm not expecting much more of him, being honest, but he's got the up out with her. Toss it over the wall, try and get rid of at least a valuable weapon that they're going to come in looking to recover. And where is it? Where is it? Well, they weren't going to find it anyway with the smoke down, I don't think, right there. Didn't even drop their weapons. Spamming the E key, hoping to find it. Either way, it's going to be 1 win who take their 12th round, and as I said, at least avoid the position where they would have been broken down and forced to give away the lead. But they haven't quite managed to flip it and break that economy of Into the Breach quite yet. They will need to take this 1 more round.
Exactly. It's a pretty big swing round, this one, to be honest. I mean, I always use the term swing round because it can be swings and roundabouts with the economy sometimes on Counter-Strike. And tell you what, if Into the Breach lose it, 1 win are going to be off and running to a victory. If Into the Breach win it, we could have a very even game. And oh my goodness, Travis, how is that crosshair placement so perfect? To deal with Adam on that huge off angle, that was insane. Easy entry, and with the bomb planted, and after plant utility chucked down, I think they might be considering, with that money situation, a save already, but maybe not now, because Tepol's got a really important frag back, and make that a second. That's a critical second. It gives him a chance now, even though he's 2 HP, we can get some utility down and go for this retake here. He's looking for a flank, because he could easily have a flank flanking the flanker. That's a lot of flanks, but it doesn't matter, because Glowing's getting all the kills. Deco gets another headshot with the AK, and it's all down to Isk, and he realizes that there's nothing more for him to do here. Time has gone, and saving the AWP is the best port of call. 1 win will reach 13.
Yeah, it's better than having nothing, because that's what everyone else is going to be working with in this following round. One not being carried over. I mean, if they really, really wanted, he could drop over a rifle, but I don't think it'd be worth the risk right now, because that would probably be their last full gun round if they were to go for it. So I think 1 eco here, hope the op can get a bit done. That's got to be the goal, and then you'll need 6 in a row if you're looking to try and get that win during regulation here. So It's not a good position to be in, you've got to say, for Into the Breach. They were able to keep it a bit scrappier yesterday versus Entropic. It looks like One Win now are finding their footing on this T side, and well, they might even go quick again in towards this B bomb site. There's 3 players around here in fairness, so there's definitely the numbers to try and put in a bit of a defense. And with an opening kill from Isk, that is definitely a positive sign. Tadpole on the Deagle is looking to do a bit more, but no. He tries to pop out as the smokes were going down, catch them off guard. The up again, though, hasn't been expected in towards the Jaguar position. So it is a second kill, at least for Isk, making it a costly round. But in terms of winning it out, it's probably not going to happen now with that nade going in. No, never mind. Cypher actually gets away with that. The nade didn't kill him.
Oh, no.
And Adam's taking down the flanker in glowing. So suddenly Fostar's all alone. He's getting flanked out and just about manages to deal with Dobbo, but the damage is being done. Adam, he needs to find his kill quickly, though, and he might even just look to stick the bomb. Indeed, he's going for the full 10-second defuse. He's a madman, and Fostar has no idea. He's not going to be able to do anything about it. What a savior.
Oh my god, what a hilariously wild round that was, because I was about to make the point that, you know, with Isk getting that opening pick toward the angle, they'll know that that's probably the only gun they've saved, and they'll be just walking into pistols. I mean, they got the immediate kill after that, right? So I would have also said, okay, either full rotate to avoid the AWP, or just go into it and, you know, try and trade it out, because sometimes you can make the mistake of overthinking those situations. But in the end, there was a lot to overthink in that round. The trade on the AWP was good. Cypher, as you said, picked it up, survived with the nade as well. Still got one more kill somehow off camera with the 5-7 as well in that little cubby outside the site, getting one kill. And yeah, that was unfortunately Foster in the end was a little bit of a mess. Getting that first kill took him a while to readjust. Thought he killed him already before he had to switch back and take it. And then Adam, balls of steel. That is one way to win the round. 10-second defuse, and that's a defuse that you would never expect someone to stick. So that was the perfect time to do it.
Exactly. I mean, with the damage Fostar had taken, it was understandable that he wanted to take the safer approach, and knowing that they didn't have a kit into the round, you're just like, yeah, no, he wouldn't be sticking that. He tapped that. He's slowly creeping towards me. I'm just going to back off, and then basically won the round. And suddenly it says the bomb's being defused, and you're like, ah, damn. Either way, though, it's still a decent enough buy for One Win to try and challenge back in, but at least it is keeping them on their toes, rather. We're getting a competitive match here towards the end, even if some of the rounds need to be absolutely crazy to make it happen.
Indeed, and it'll be interesting to see what One Win decide to go to now, because of course they haven't built up any form of economy as of yet either. I mean, they've got 2 players after this buy on $0. They got what they want in this round, but ITB could be back in this game without a shadow of a doubt if they take this one. It's anyone's, I feel like, still at this stage. Into the Breach have obviously got this map, which is their best. And they're once again putting a team that is pretty more established than them through the ringer a little bit. And Tropic was a great performance yesterday, and it's another good one from against One Win today. But Isk doing great work on the AWP. Oh, he does a really big wide swing for a second, though. That was a bit risky. Isk is in risky, though, so, you know.
True. Can't spell risk without Isk. Oh, a player's crept into the bomb site that they have no idea of. That was Flamey. A 3-man stack, a little bit of a triangle, though, that was going on, has kind of worked out for them. Unfortunately, Cypher's now alone, and the flash over, I was going to say, is perfect, but it doesn't matter. Cypher catches the time and catches the cop out of the bomb site real quick as well, knowing how low the time was. He didn't want to stick around, didn't need to, and despite going down after time, all he was trying to do there was really put the nail in the coffin by getting the kill after time. He preferably, though, probably should have just saved his M4, if I'm being honest, because look at the money that they have now coming into this. Even though they won the round, they are going to be limited to multiple SMGs, 3 MP9s indeed. There's only 2 M4s. There's not as many nades as you'd want to back it up. There's a decent amount at least. And they do have a kit on Cypher, but this is a very quick A rush, and current positions for Into the Breach aren't really set up to defend A. This is going to be a completely open bomb site.
What a weird situation we found ourselves at the end of this game. It's very rare that you have a situation where both teams are on breaking point at 13-12 and all the kills coming through for One Win as well. They take aggressive control of Donut and just rush through A, as you say, with the MAC-10s. Often you do see the A bomb site played retake, or even played with just one player in Donut or one player toward the back of Cave. And actually, it still could be a close round because Cypher gets 2 with the MP9. Unfortunately, that's all he'll be able to manage. Travis and Glowing finish it off. And well, That is not something that Into the Breach were expecting, clearly. It's Isk and Cypher having a great game so far. Adam hitting some great shots, but you can tell Dubbo and Tadpole kind of lagging behind a little bit their teammates right now. And that's what's making this game a little bit of a rough one for Into the Breach. But they're staying close. That's what matters. Travis up to 26. He's the leader on the server at the moment. It feels nice to say, even if it's not me.
How do we know it's not you? Any proof? I don't think I've ever seen you both in the same room, so.
Yeah, well, good point, to be fair.
Looking like a quick play again, this time not into an open bomb site, and actually the deagle of Dobbo is going to land on the head. Again, he was incredibly impressive on Ancient yesterday, so we were expecting a bit more here. I was thinking maybe we'd get a glimpse of it now on the Deeg, but after the one, he is going to be quickly taken out. But at the very least, they're doing a bit of damage here, I suppose. It gives them a shot to potentially win out in this next round, maybe then have a bit of an easier time on their path towards the overtime. But it all comes down to this round here and now, and their buy, honestly, isn't all that great.
No, I mean, I kind of haven't left them with themselves with much, to be honest. You can have 3 M4s, which is fine. The majority, of course, have rifles, but Dobbo and Tadpole are going to be stuck on a FAMAS and an MP9, so it's a bit rough. Utility is all right, but not the best. One will have a chance to close this map out. Once again, Into the Breach, sort of close, but no cigar in this one, I'm afraid.
It's a weird saying. Never understood it.
Yeah, kind of same, to be honest.
Also, never understood why people smoke cigars.
Yeah. If you're gonna commit to it, just go all in. I don't know.
Weird one.
Maybe that's the reason.
That was an opportunity there if they had have moved. Oh, they were smoked off, yeah. They put the deep molly into that for a few seconds at least. It kept both of those players separate from each other and towards the lamps. This boost, I was going to say, might get some vision.
Ooh.
The molly's just a bit too early and gets caught in the edge of the smoke and quickly extinguished. So there's so far not really a lot going down, but there will be a clash any moment now. And, well, it goes the way of the T side. One winner able to come out on top. It's only Cypher good for one. Tadpole taken out very, very quickly indeed. And now it's a 3-on-4 that needs to be recovered of Into the Breach, who want to keep themselves alive here on what is their own map choice as well.
It is indeed. Isk has a nice bit of a flank here coming in. He could actually catch 2 players in the back. Both of them looking toward mid and not looking toward window. There's one. There's 2. Lovely stuff from Isk. And he can fall back with the man advantage for his team as well. Okay. Deco has the bomb. Glowing is with him. They are going to be going toward the A site, but there are 2 players rotating into this because they know exactly where they're going because of Isk's information and kills. Adam's there, deals with Deco. It's now all down to Glowing. What a great recovery this is from ITB. They could still be in this game. Of course, it's very good chance of overtime even right now. They're going to be left with nothing. R1 win. Full eco coming in for the last round of the half. Well, the last round of the game. Round 30 could be guaranteed.
Yeah, almost certainly. I mean, maybe a couple of pistols come out for Deco and Fostar, but I wouldn't imagine anything on top of that. Actually, they're going to be able to get a Mac 10 on Glowing. Travis has gone fully in. What are you doing, Travis? Tell me.
Ooh.
It's you,
Travis,
right? It is
mate.
you. That this is a buy you'd make.
No.
I'm only messing.
No.
I've never really played CS with you. I can't make that judgment. Good entries. Never mind. They've shut us up real quick here. Deco and Glowing already getting 1 each. They won't really live too much longer. Actually, it was Fostar who went down alongside Glowing, but Cypher overextends a little bit. I think at that point, staying alive, keeping the 3-on-3, the bomb hadn't even gone down yet. That would have been the play. Instead, now Dobbo and Adam have got to save the day and make that just Dobbo 1-on-2. It's low health, at least on Deco, but the bomb's already ticking away. They can just play off of it.
They can, and they can just double peek as well. That's a perfect way to end the game for 1 win. Unfortunately, in the end, that is the way it will transpire. Again, so close for Into the Breach. Am I right in saying they got 13 against Entropic, and they're going to get 13 again today against 1 win on the same map? Good performances, but when it's your best map, that is probably the best you can hope for. But